Chapter 2. With Friends Like These. Your heart pounds as you sit frozen in the dimly lit room. A woman clad entirely in black emerges from the shadows, a gun trained steadily on Billy. Did you really think you could just walk away? Hide out in my safe house, no less? You've got some nerve. Her safe house, Billy. I thought you said this place belonged to a friend. It does. His eyes flickered at you briefly before settling back on the woman, unflinchingly. It's good to see you, Lena. Shut up. As she stalks into the room, her heavy boots thud against the floor in time to your racing pulse. You clear your throat. Lena, right? I'm Maya. Look, it sounds like there's some history here. Maybe we can talk this through without the weapon? But as you speak, Lena ignores your gaze, and her aim unwavering. The organization gave you everything, Billy. Is this really how you plan to repay them? They made you who you are. No, they made me who they needed me to be. For the first time all night, Billy raises his voice, and his bellows echo through the empty house. I've lived 1,000,000 lives for this organization. In doing so, I've told 1,000,000 lies. I've been a father, a brother, a son, a friend. I've done everything they've asked without fail. Even when it was hard, even when I knew it was wrong. Billy turns to look at you, his eyes full of shame. But when I wanted just one thing for myself, none of that mattered. So the way I see it, I don't owe them anything. They owe me. You arrogant son of a... Lena strides closer, her grip on the gun tightening as she closes the distance between them, pressing the barrel against his chest. Lena, that's enough. I know you're angry, but... Let's take a deep breath and talk this out. Emotions are running high, but if you would just put down the gun, I'm sure we can all have a reasonable discussion. Reasonable. You civilians always want to open your mouths, but you never seem to understand the stakes. Then explain them to me. What am I missing? I have a duty to execute Victor's kill order. By coming here, you two have forced me to make a choice. Turn in my best friend or face his fate. Rage and turmoil roll in her eyes as she turns to face him. Some friend you are. I'm sorry, but I couldn't just leave her. You could have. You should have. You just didn't. But that doesn't change what I have to do. In a flash, the barrel of Lena's gun is aimed at you. Whoa! Any last words? Lena, no. Without hesitation, Billy steps between you and the gun. If you want to get to her, you're going to have to get through me first. I shouldn't have to do to you at all. You shouldn't be here. I had to come. I can't protect Maya alone, and the only people I trust are under this roof. But as Lena tightens her grip around the weapon, aiming right at Billy's forehead, your stomach seizes. Lena isn't backing down. She's going to shoot him. Breaking the silence, you find your voice. Lena, I know there's a lot I don't know about my husband. Like, a lot. But if there's one thing I know for sure, is that he deserves a chance at living a life of his own. I get that he pledged his life to the organization, but he deserves the right to change his mind. The organization isn't the place for change. And doesn't that scare you? The thought that you could be killed for waking up one morning and wanting something more out of life? How the organization is asking you to kill your best friend, that doesn't seem wrong to you? We're not supposed to have connections to other people. It gets in the way of the mission. You are a person. Connections are what we were put on this earth for. You reach for Billy's hand and lace your fingers through his. Billy found a connection in me, and you found one in him. Don't do this. For a moment, the room is silent, the weapon still leveled at Billy, and then... Damn it! Lena lowers her weapon as she stalks in the living room. You trail after her and Billy, swallowing down the lump that had formed in your throat. She throws herself onto the couch with an exhausted sigh. Tell me you at least have a plan. I do. I'm going to get help from Sophia Khan. I said a plan, Billy, not a death wish. Who's Sophia Khan? Sophia is the first operative to escape the organization. She spent the last 2 decades offering safe passage to any operatives who want to follow her footsteps. She's also a woman behind the only mission we've ever failed. What was the mission? Recovery. Victor wanted us to find her and bring her back. Sophia believes the organization has lost its way under Victor. She didn't believe the missions we assigned were for greater good, and that made her a threat. That makes sense, but what's the greater good? Above our pay grade, I'm afraid. All we know is that sometimes the greater good means protecting a target, and sometimes it means killing one. Ours is not to make a reply. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is but to do or die. Wait a minute. You don't even know why you're on these missions? You know, Sophia wasn't innocent. Do you even care? It's not like we haven't asked, Maya, but the organization teaches obedience above all. Victor's in charge, and he's specific about who he shares things with. He's paranoid as hell, and you mean. Sophia was the only one he trusted, and then when she left, Victor went off the deep end. He tracked her to a remote safe house. But no one he's sent after her since has ever came back. Wait, if you hunted the woman to the ends of the earth, what makes you think she's going to willingly give help to us? Because I'm not asking her to help us, I'm asking her to help you. Billy! No. I dragged you into this, so it's on me to get you out, even if it means there's no out for me. His gaze meets yours, and as you revel in the sincerity in it, you can't help but melt. Lena's jaw tightens. So by sparing you, I'm risking my life for nothing because you're going to die anyway. Good chat. She storms to her feet, and as she hits the doorway, she turns, calling a message over her shoulder. You two have until the first light. If you're here any longer, you won't have to serve yourself up to Sophia. I'll kill you myself. As the heavy thud of her footfall fades, Billy turns to you with a sigh. Well, in that case, you should get some sleep. We'll need to leave in a few hours. Wait a minute. Billy, we've got to talk about this. But he disappears into an adjacent bathroom, and as you follow, he shrugs off his shirt, baring his firm pecs, rippling abs, and large wound on his ribs. He pauses before reaching for a first aid kit and reluctantly removing a needle and thread as he starts sewing the wound closed. You gape. You're stitching yourself up. I thought you were afraid of needles, or was that part of your cover too? No, that part was true. Wound care has never been my favorite, but what other option do I have? It's slow going, and with every pass of the needle, his skin slickens with sweat. Tension tightens his lean, muscle-bound arms with the final stitch. Billy sets the needle down. This is going to take me a while, Maya. You should call it a night while you still have the chance. There are more? Nothing I can't handle. Still, as he shifts his weight, you notice a nasty gash stretching across his back. If Billy is up all night dressing his wounds, there's no way he'll be well rested enough to head out tomorrow. He needs help. And it doesn't hurt that deep within you, your muscles tense at the thought of getting your hands on him. As your body warms, you make a snap decision. I'll help you with that. You grab the first aid kit and take Billy's arm before guiding him into a nearby bedroom and closing the door behind you. You don't have to do this. I've got it. But before the words are fully out of his mouth, you take the supplies from his shaking hands and usher him towards the mattress. Doing advanced yoga positions for half the night, trying to simultaneously sew yourself up and not pass out, isn't my definition of having it. Go ahead, hop on the bed. I need to sterilize this needle. You turn away, busying yourself with the antiseptic from the first aid kit, and behind you, you hear the springs of the mattress groan. I really appreciate you playing doctor. I know you've got to be exhausted. It's been a long day. You had the same day I did. Besides, I vowed to share your burdens, so I figured staying up way past my bedtime with you is just me holding up my end of the bargain. With the needle and thread prepared, you turn to get to work, only for your heart to skip a beat as you find Billy sprawled on the bed, eyes closed. Immediately your eyes are drawn to his well-defined back, lean and rippling, and the muscles deep within you tense unbidden. I should give in to the feeling, try to push past it. He's your husband after all. I know he lied, but I can't just turn off how I feel about him, especially not how when he looks so... You revel in the intimate view of him, your blood racing as your eyes trace the familiar lines of his physique. Maya? His voice pulls your focus to his face, and you find him looking at you, eyebrows raised. You okay? Yeah, sorry. I was, As you flounder, realization dawns on him. Ah, enjoying the show. I was going to say assessing the patient. He drops his head back to the pillow, trying and failing to hide a smile. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just glad you're doing it. Emboldened by his encouragement, you take your time cleaning the wound, letting fingers linger and enjoying the warmth of his skin. This looks like it hurts. And it looks better than it feels. I'll go ahead and get it stitched up for you. Hopefully, then you'll be able to get some sleep. You reach for the needle and thread, but the moment you turn back to start stitching, you notice the tension in his body double. You okay? Fine. But if he is, his breathing never got the message. His back rising and falls rapidly, making it hard to maneuver the needle precisely. You chance a glance at his face, find it locked into an unfeeling, faraway gaze, but with every push of the needle, he tenses up more. I know you don't like needles, but you've got to relax or this is going to take all night. I know, I'm trying. It's just... He falters, his gaze panicked, and you realize what's happening. You drop to your knees next to his head. Hey, where are you right now? In a safe house? That's right. Now name 3 things you can see. His eyes find the needle in your hand and you dash it to the mattress before taking his face in your hands. Just focus on me, okay? Keep your eyes on me, okay? Focus on my voice. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. You breathe, with him focusing on drawing deep, steady breaths. I'm not going to be able to do anything like this. I've got to say something that'll take this mind off the pain. Now tell me, why did the spy cross the road? What? It's a joke. Why did the spy cross the road? You want to tell me a joke now? Yes, humor me. Okay, why? Because he was never really on your side. God, that's horrible. I get it, but that's horrible. He stares back at you in shock, for a smile slowly tugs at his lips, the tension easing from his shoulders. That is terrible. Maybe, but I got you to smile. Want another one? Please, God, no. Slowly but surely, his breathing evens out, and you swipe a cool towel across his sweat-soaked forehead. There you go. You're doing great. I'm sorry for freaking out on you like that. I knew you didn't like needles, but I had no idea it triggered this response. Why didn't you tell me? The organization teaches us fear is weakness. It can be used against you, so to counteract that, we're trained to have no fear. We? For a moment, he pauses, and you can see the moment he realizes his mistake. I swear I'm done with them. It's just, after being with an operative so long, some ties are hard to break. But I promise, you and I is the only we I want to be a part of. He reaches for you, only to stop inches from your face as you spot the hesitation in his gaze. You feel your heart seize. Part of being a we means sharing everything, Billy, the good and the bad. Before you can think too much about it, you lean forward into his grasp, and at his touch, you heave a sigh. Because I'm here for both. How did I get so lucky? Who knows? Maybe you were an angel in your past life or something. Now, if you don't mind... You motion for him to lay flat, and with him finally more at ease, you set to work finishing the last few stitches, your heart racing. That's enough playing with fire. I need to get this wound dressed and get out of here before I get burned. You're steadily and intent on focusing on the only task at hand, and for a moment the two of you are silent, and then... You know, we should be on our honeymoon right now. Our flight in Maldives left hours ago. Don't remind me. I've been looking forward to it since you booked it. I had so many plans for us. Private over-water bungalow, candlelight dinners, spa days. I just said don't remind me. I was really looking forward to being your wife. The trip was just the icing on the cake. You smear cream over the stitches and then apply a bandage before climbing your feet. He catches your hand. You're still my wife, Maya. Am I? Look at us, Billy. You gesture around to the grungy safe house you didn't know existed, the neighborhood you can't name, and the man who isn't quite who you thought he was. I don't know what we're doing here, but a marriage it is not. Oh. His gaze holds yours, the air thick with unspoken words. Everything in you screams to close the distance, but you fight it, letting your memories of your past and your hopes for the future go. You should rest. I'll be in the next room if you need me. Good night, Maya. Without another word, you turn to leave, your heart pounding, and you hope with every step you take the distance will cool the fire between you. Hours later, you wake blurry-eyed to a rhythmic thudding echoing through the silence. What the... You jolt over to the bed, only to realize the noise is somewhere in the house. As your breathing slows, you will your feet to follow the sound. In the living room, the sound gets clear. You pick up on mighty grunts and rustling chains from behind a door. It sounds like it's coming from in there. You push open the door and head down the stairs into a darkened basement, only to find Lena pounding away at a punching bag. She doesn't stop as you linger, her focus unwavering, and you wait a moment before clearing your throat. Do you mind? You're making enough noise to wake the dead. Very apt phrasing, considering how little time you have left. What do you want, princess? You lost? No. But since we're asking questions... What's the deal with you and Billy? Up until an hour ago, I didn't even know he had a best friend. And now that I've met you, well, let's just say I'm still not entirely sure he does. The fact that you're still breathing is a testament to just how good a friend I am to Billy, and he knows that. You're the only one who still seems to be in the dark. Look, I get that Billy screwed you, but for some reason I get a sneaking suspicion that your anger is mostly directed at me. You don't say... Lena continues her assault, her strikes never slowing, and without thinking you stalk over and grab the punching bag, stopping its momentum. I don't know what I did to offend you, but whatever it is, do you mind spitting it out? Like you said, I don't exactly have time to waste. For a moment, silence washes over both of you. Then she levels an earth-shattering punch at the bag. The force rockets through the grains inside and slams into you. But as Lena starts speaking, you do your best to hold on tight. Billy and I joined the organization together. We were handpicked right out of college, dropped into the academy before we'd even graduated. I was the only woman in our class. Billy could have ignored me, found his place among the other guys, but Billy would sooner gnaw his own arm off than be disloyal. Lena roundhouse kicks the bag, and the force makes you stumble back, a reminder not to interrupt. We made a pact to look out for each other, and for over a decade we tackled missions side by side, from one end of the world to the other. And somewhere along the way, we each became the family the other never had. Her fist slams into the bag with renewed intensity, and it's all you can do to hold on, everything in you refusing to back down. Then one day my family disappeared. He didn't call, he didn't check in, he just vanished. I thought he was dead. I grieved him. Turns out he was just with you. She finally stops punching the bag and turns to face you, anger flashing in her eyes. And you think it's my fault. Lena, I never asked for any of this. I didn't even know he was a part of this stupid organization. Yeah, I don't believe that. Lena stalks closer until the only thing standing between you is the punching bag. You were close enough to date, got engaged, move in, marry him, but you never once wondered why he cared so much about your stupid job. God forbid anyone shows interest in your work. I just thought he was interested. No, you were just desperate, love-drunk Mark who got played. Yeah, well, Billy chose the desperate love-drunk Mark over his longtime best friend, so what does that have to say to you? You show up on my doorstep in dire straits with nerves to be mouthy. I guess you're not worried since Billy's here to save you. You pretty princess types are all the same. Not a care in the world for anyone else as long as your life is perfect. She has a point. Your temper flares, and as heat rises to your cheeks, you shove a finger into her chest. You don't know a thing about me, and I don't need Billy to save me. I can take care of myself. She pauses for a moment, staring down at your finger, and then she looks up. A smile overtakes her face. Oh, why don't we put to the test? Lena strides over to a bench and picks up some knuckle tape, tossing it to you before nodding to a roped-off section in the room. Step into the ring with me and prove you're not a pretty face. Hell, you might even learn a thing or two. Ruh-roh. You wanna go, fam? You wanna go? Huh? You wanna go? Let's go. You catch the tape and begin wrapping your hands. Fine, let's do this. Don't say I didn't warn you. You follow Lena into the ring. She climbs over the ropes, and as she adjusts her stance, you study her body movements. I haven't had a chance to see her fight yet, so it might be beneficial to wait and see how she attacks to formulate a plan. You catch her gaze, only to find her eyes locked on you cautiously. But, since she has no idea what to expect from me either, I could attack first and catch her off guard. No, don't do that. The two of you circle each other, the tension palpable. I should wait and see. She's a trained fighter. If she's not rushing in, there must be a reason why. You hold your ground, watching as Lena circles you like a predator. Smart choice. Not that it'll help. She darts forward with a lightning speed, launching a fury of jabs. Whoa. Patience is good, hesitation is weak. You manage to block the first few hits, but her force drives you backwards. As your back hits the corner post, she takes pity on you and retreats, chuckling. Cornered already, princess. Stop calling me princess. Shaking off her initial setback, you reset, raising your fists again. Let's go again. Still got some fight in you. More than you can handle. She nods, a hint of respect in her eyes. Then bring it on. This time, you anticipate her movements, landing a couple of glancing blows before she rams her fist into your side. Pain blooms, radiating out until your knees give out and you fall to the canvas. Not bad. Maybe in a century or two I can dig up my abuela and you can have a go at someone your speed. She's fast, strong. She's got like a lifetime more experience at that. But I don't need to beat her to shut her up. I just need to prove myself. Though everything in you hurts, you climb to your feet again, only to find her heading back to her punching bag. Winning already? I didn't think you'd back down so easily. It's giving all smoke and no fire. She stops, turning fully to face you. Backing down. From you. Unless you're admitting defeat. She laughs, re-entering the ring. Not a chance. The moment she steps back into the ring, you launch your attack. Lena's gonna outbox me every time, but as long as I can outthink her, I should be able to stay on my feet. You bob and weave, making sure to adopt a pattern that she can't pick up on. What are you doing? This isn't boxing. It's the way I do it. You dance around her, never staying still more than a few seconds. Your glancing jabs are enough to annoy, drawing her in. Come on, come on. Enough! Lena charges forward, and finally you see your opening. Now. I should swipe a left hook to the jaw, low kick to her knee, feint followed up by an uppercut. Feint. I'm assuming our MC knows boxing then if she's doing this kind of maneuvers. You feint a punch to the left, watching as she takes the bait. Too easy, princess. She moves more center, and seizing the opening, you deliver a sharp uppercut. My name is Maya. She reels backward, landing unceremoniously on the mat. Oh my god, I got you. Oh my god, and you're gonna act surprised now. Lena sits up, rubbing her jaw with a mixture of surprise and irritation. You attacked when I wasn't ready. You were in the ring. What did you think you were here for? Tea and crumpets? She narrows her eyes, and for a moment you brace for her anger. And then, unexpectedly, she breaks into a wide grin. No, but I damn sure wasn't expecting you to serve up a 2-piece spicy. You're not mad? I thought you'd be upset I didn't wait. That it wasn't completely fair or something? There's no such thing as fair in a fight in the real world. Better to get rid of that notion in here. She walked over, adjusting your stance with firm hands. Your posture sucks. You have barely any strength in those noodle arms, and I could knock you over with a feather. And yet you didn't this entire time. But you've got a heart. That's the one thing that's non-negotiable. Everything else I can teach you. Now, show me that jab again. You do, and she guides you through the motions, making sure your eyes or hands are up, elbows tucked in, and your thumbs are outside of your fists. This is easy. What else you got? As a woman in a male-dominated field, sometimes you gotta level the playing field. Don't be afraid to fight dirty when you need to. She crouches low, demonstrating a swift kick. You can aim for the opponent's knee, but it's fully extended, and force it to fold backwards, or you can do my favorite, the throat punch. She gently taps the bony part of her elbow against your neck. Strike your opponent right here with this, and it'll collapse their windpipe. That's intense. Can't those really hurt somebody? That's the point. That's the point. This isn't a game, Maya. If you're going to be with Billy, you need to be able to handle yourself. I'm not going to lose my best friend because he's too busy taking care of you to watch his six. Then why don't you come along to watch it for him? You know he could use the help. We both could. For a moment, Lena pauses, and as you lock eyes, you spot the conflict in her gaze. It's clear that everything in her wants to say yes, and then... Shut up. Let's see you put it all together. Without hesitation, she charges at you, and you weather the storm waiting for you. Right about now. You square your stance, planting your hips to the ground, your punch, and prepare to jab. I should tuck my thumb outside my fist. Seizing the moment, you rotate through your shoulders, core, and hips, delivering a powerful right jab. Your fist connects with her jaw, a solid hit that sends a shockwave up your arm. She staggers back, and when she looks up, you notice her mouth is bleeding. Well, look at that. Oh, crap, are you okay? I didn't mean to hit you that hard. Don't apologize, that was impressive. Maybe you're not as much of a pretty princess as I thought. Maya. A grin spreads across her face, and you can't help but smile back. I guess I had a good teacher. Just before first line, you and Billy pack the car, preparing to leave before Lena's deadline. That's the last of it. Are you sure we shouldn't be taking more? First rule of spy lifestyle, pack light. You don't want to get bogged down carrying stuff you don't need. As you reach to close the trunk, you catch Billy eyeing the house, only to find it still. I'm sorry Lena didn't change her mind. I thought I'd gotten to her during the training last night. That's on you. Or that's not on you, Maya. Lena. A pack of wild animals can get her to change her course once she's set on it. He glances at his watch and sighs. 60 seconds till sunrise. We'd better get out of here. Two of you climb into the car, but as Billy flicks on the headlights, they illuminate a body hiding in the darkness. Going somewhere? Lena's voice cuts through the darkness as she approaches your side of the car, and you tense. I thought you said we had more time. We do. Lena, we're leaving. I don't know what the hell you think you're doing, but... Not stopping, she strides past your door and climbs into the backseat, slipping her pack from her back. What does it look like? I'm coming with you before you get this poor girl killed. So now I'm the poor girl. What happened to Princess? I've protected the royal family a few times, and I don't know a single princess with a cross-body jab like yours. Honestly, Billy, after getting to know her, I can see why you risk it all. She's basically just a girlier version of me. Lena gives you a sly wink, and Billy glances between the two of you, surprise evident on his face. I don't know what just happened. It was girl bonding over the night when you were alone and asleep. Learn to say yes for an answer, Billy. I'll start the car. We've got a long drive ahead of us, and the sooner we get started, the better. Lena slips on her headphones, and as you pull off the gravel and onto the road, you can't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Together, maybe we might stand a chance after all. Later, you pull over at a gas station just outside of the organization's bases, and Billy fills the tank. The three of you talk strategy. Okay, so why are we going to an organization base again? Like, isn't that too dangerous? Not unless you want to talk to Endor. Lena has a contact who's willing to switch a helicopter flight manifest for us. The new trajectory takes us pretty close to Sophia's headquarters. From there, we'll parachute in and hike the rest of the way. And what if I've never jumped from anything taller than my bed? Hypothetically speaking, that is. Then today's either going to be the most exhilarating story you tell at a party, or a cautionary tale people hear about on the news. Hypothetically. You swallow hard, nerves tightening in your stomach as the thought. You'd think Victor would have dragged Sophia back himself, since everyone seems to know where she is. Trust me, if he could, he would. The only reason he doesn't is because Sophia's been shooting down anything that looks remotely threatening for years. She flicks open her hands and makes an explosion noise before meeting your horrified face with a grin. Part of the fun is arriving alive. Great. Just great. Billy shoots her a look you can't quite decipher, and when the gas nozzle snaps, it's Lena whose head's inside to collect the change. Okay, so we just need to sneak in, catch a flight, and not get caught. Easy. You heave a sigh, and as you flop back against the hard metal of the car, Billy nudges your shoulder with his. You doing okay? You meet his gaze only to find a sense of sincerity that reminds you of the old times, and you want nothing more than to lean on him. I should confide, Billy, lie. Confide. So, before you can think too much about it, you do, dropping your head to his shoulder. Is it just me, or is Lena being exceptionally callous about all this? When Lena's under pressure, she masks it with tough love. That's just her way. Well, I don't need tough love. My stomach is already in my ass. Interesting visual, but go ahead. I'm serious. How is it that I'm crashing out, and you're just standing here grinning at me like I'm giving the opening monologue on SNL and it's heyday? Honestly? You nod, and he pauses for a moment before turning to face you, and once you're hyper-aware of the warmth of his skin and his breath ghosting across your face. No matter how chaotic things get, being near you keeps me grounded. I know the last 24 hours haven't felt very steady, but I hope I can be that for you, too. Billy, His hand gently grazes yours, and the subtle touch sends a thrill down your spine. Just in time for Lena to emerge from between the pumps as you and Billy subtly shift apart. She raises an eyebrow. All right, lovebirds, it's game time. Let's focus. We're ready, right, Mia? Or Maya? He turns to look at you, and you suck down a lungful of air. Right, let's get a move on. But as you turn to open the car door, Lena leans against it, shoving it closed. Not so fast, Ocean's 8. She gives you a tattered wedding dress, a once-over, and wrinkles her nose. The first thing they teach you as a Babery operative is to blend in, and while I admit dystopian chick looks good on you, this isn't New York Fashion Week. Luckily for you, I've got something you can borrow. She stalks around to her trunk and grabs her bag and pulls out a sleek, all-black suit. Sexy. And more to the point, you'll look like one of us when we pull on the base. What do you think, Maya? Can you hack it as one of us folks in black? Damn. Nothing to see here. Only one way to find out. You take the suit from Lena and head inside to change before stepping out in the sleek fabric. Did someone order a top-secret spy badass? Right over here. Billy looks over you appreciatively, his gaze smoldering as the warmth settles into your bones. Lena rolls her eyes. Focus, it's time to learn your cover. She slaps a folder down on the closed trunk, and as she sprays out the documents within it, you peer over her shoulder. Billy and I are operatives escorting a new trainee to headquarters. That would be me. Sharp as ever. Now, Billy, since the other operatives probably have your face burned into their brains, you'll need to be a silent presence if we want to stand a chance. Will do. She doles out your falsified credentials and you study your new persona. Gale. I swear to God if you say Weathers. And the name's Shaw. Gale Shaw. Billy fights back a laugh as he tucks his new credentials into his pocket. You keep that in mind and you'll be just fine. Although I think you're missing something. He nods to the gun you discarded, and you quickly take a moment to reattach it, slipping it into a holster at your waist. Locked and loaded. Alright, enough chit-chat. Let's load them and ship them out. We've got T-minus 40 minutes until we're wheels up. As the three of you arrive at the airfield, you head towards the nearest building, repeating your new catchphrase ad nauseum. Nothing to be nervous about, Maya. Remember, you're just another operative in a sea of operatives. Though you're shaking inside, Billy and Lena are as cool as cucumbers as Lena leads you to a security checkpoint with forged authorization forms in hand. Routine transfer, need a ride back to HQ? Says who? Says the admin lady who signed the form, genius. This one's due at the academy, pronto. He jerks a thumb to you, or she jerks one, and the guard studies the paperwork before giving Lena and Billy each a cursory glance. But when his eyes land on you, he pauses, and you feel your heart start to race as panic swells within you. He's looking at me. I gotta do something or he's gonna know. I should be frosty. Wink. Be frosty. You draw in a slow, deliberate breath and sigh, clearly annoyed. Well, I don't have all day thanks to the debacle. I've already missed orientation. I already planned to blame these two. Should I add your name to the list of everyone I'm throwing under the bus? The guard blinks, taken aback by your tone, quickly stamping the paperwork and handing it back. Everything seems to be in order. Your bird leaves in T-minus 5. He nods you on, and though his eyes trail your group, you maintain a steady pace as you move past him, heart pounding in your chest. Not bad, Gale. Learn from the best. As you slip out onto the tarmac, you breathe a sigh of relief. Just a few more feet and we're home. But before you can finish, an alarm sounds. Free? All operatives be advised, Billy Tannum has been seen on the base. He is believed to be with Maya Thompson. Fire at will. Fire at will? meaning shoot on sight. Bullets whizzing by your head clear up any confusion, and as Lena breaks out into a sprint, she calls out over her shoulder. Our bird is marked 009er, split up, find it. Heart pounding, you sprint among the helicopters looking for the one you need as operatives to converge on your position. I can't see it. There. Follow Billy's gaze to the helicopter you need. Inside you see operatives within it, scrambling to get airborne. We need to hurry. You run, sprinting across the tarmac, but as you look for Billy, you find him mid-fight with an operative. Billy! I should speed up, help, fight. Trip. Speed up. As more operatives stop to engage him, you surge forward, keeping your eyes on your prize despite the guilt rolling in your belly. That's not Billy. That's just the guy who pretended to be Billy. If he cares about me, like he said, he'll understand. You push yourself to run faster, adrenaline pumping, until you're neck and neck with Lena, just outside the helicopter door. Where's Billy? I had to leave him. We need to go. You look back to find him battered, but still standing, and when you face Lena again, her face is stormy. We're not going anywhere without him. Without another word, she turns and dashes back towards the chaos, leaving you to wrench open the helicopter door alone. You grab the handle, ready to heave, only for the door to fly open. Armed operatives stand on the other side, weapons drawn. No, 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 no. As shots ring, or fire, and your ears ring, you squeeze your eyes closed, tensing for the pain, but it never comes. Instead, an operative staggers back, shot, while the others take cover. As the pilot starts to take off, Lena squeezes past you. You can open your eyes now, Princess. Your knight in shining armor's here. She nods to Billy, and as he hurriedly helps you aboard, you turn to face him. Billy, Later. Now we've got work to do. Listen, these people are the spies. I'm the civilian, okay? Sorry, not sorry. He put me in this mess. I panicked. Leave me alone. And as you climb on board, you find yourself face-to-face with a cluster of operatives. A quick glance out the open door shows the ground 6 feet below you. Guys? Jump now and we won't kill you. Wish we could, but we got somewhere to be. In that case, the operative dives at Lena in seconds. Billy squares off with another. Third looks down at you with a smile. Like taking candy from a baby. Alright, Agent Smith, calm down. Funny, I was going to say the same thing about you. I should aim for his knees. Remembering Lena's advice, you feign a high punch, then drop your weight into the hips and ram your heel into the operative's kneecap. A sharp crack precedes his wail, and you grin. Poor guy. Sorry for your knee, dude. Works every time. Bro, you just did it. Not bad. With one operative down, you dive into the fight. Handle yourself almost as well as Lena and Billy, clearing the way for Billy to take the helicopter's controls. How long have we been flying this low? Too long. We're well within range. It won't be long until... Before she can finish, a warning chimes and Billy and Lena both freeze. What does that mean? What's happening? Immediately, Billy launches out of his chair, grabs a parachute, forcing it onto your back. Arms in. Are we near the jump point? We've got to tighten the strap. As he reaches out to secure the belt around you, you swat him away, and your frustration boiling over. Would someone please tell me what the hell is going on? Lena turns to you, her gaze somber. Oh, we're only about to be nuked, you know. We're too far off the track. Sophia has eyes on our bird. This noise means she's sending a missile to shoot us out of the sky. So, yeah. Anyway, first and foremost, thank you all for watching. Please remember that if you did enjoy the content, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out, ways to support, whatnot. You know what to do. Otherwise, so this is it for today. We're done with all the work. We're done with all the chapters. Let me know your thoughts on this story. So far, not bad. Okay? It's not bad. It's weird, though, that Sophia's place is like super close to the base. I feel like this was kind of rushed. I kind of, don't get me wrong, I understand that, Pixelberry is trying to rush these things out and then kind of like fish for if people want them or not. Here's the thing though, is Could you put out, like, so far it's not off to a bad start, but like I said, this is kind of a little rushed on Sophia and who, what, when, where, and why, and everything else like that. So it's a little rushed. Chapter 1, good. Chapter 2, good, but not great. It's okay, but it's not great. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me? Do you want to see more? Do you not? Are you kind of in the middle of the road here? Like, let me know your opinions. I always love reading what you guys have to say, because your opinions, your thoughts, are very important to me. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. Catch you all in the next video. Peace out.